Hello, my friend. Now is the moment to let your body rest. Find a position that feels truly comfortable. Let your shoulders drop, let your arms hang softly, and allow your breath to slow down. No need to try, no need to think. Just listen to the gentle, warm rhythm of your heartbeat. Each exhale is a small wave dissolving into a calm lake. Each inhale is a fresh breeze, pure and alive, filling every cell of your being. Now, close your eyes. Let your imagination carry you far, far beyond the city, beyond time, beyond the memory of humankind. We travel back hundreds of millions of years to an age when the earth was still wild, silent, untouched by light or road or noise. Only nature, pure, deep, mysterious. There, ancient rivers wind like ribbons of glass, reflecting the pale sun above. Thick forests breathe mist into the air, and the ground trembles faintly under the steps of colossal beings. Not humans, not mammals, but the creatures who once ruled the world, the dinosaurs. And among that damp and endless land, a shadow moves slowly. A long body covered in rough scales, its arched back carrying a vast sail of bone reaching for the sky. Sunlight touches that sail, and it glows faintly, like a mirror of ancient time. That is Spinosaurus, the lizard with a spine of sails. Imagine it. A creature nearly 15 meters long, weighing more than 6 tons, with the grace of a crocodile and the dignity of a great predator. Its head long and narrow, filled with sharp, straight teeth, not for tearing flesh, but for holding slippery prey beneath the water. Eyes deep and amber gold, glowing like 2 ancient stones amid the fog. Its body lean, its forelimbs powerful, claws curved, every movement steady, smooth, almost like a dance. Its hind legs strong and supple, its feet wide and flat, made to walk on mud, to float between 2 worlds, land and water. And on its back, that great sail, bones rising tall connected by thin skin, trembling softly in the wind. That sail is not merely part of its body, it is its soul. At sunrise, it gathers warmth, chasing away the chill of the long night. At noon, it releases heat, keeping the rhythm of its life in balance. And at dusk, it becomes a silent flag of time, swaying gently above the swamp. Spinosaurus does not roar, does not need to prove its power. It does not chase like the Tyrannosaurus, nor fight to dominate. Instead, it drifts, slowly, gracefully, through water. Its body tilts with the current, its tail sways like the rhythm of the river. It is a traveler of stillness, a warrior who listens. Feel the water tapping softly against its sides, gentle, even, warm. Its breath merges into the air, moist and deep. Each step sends ripples outward, blending into the sounds of wind, of forest, of the living world. In this place, there is no noise, only the rhythm of life itself. Spinosaurus lives in the great wetlands, where ancient rivers meet the sea. The water smells of mud, moss, and decaying leaves. The surface mirrors a golden sky, where pteranodons circle above, searching for fish. Beneath, great coelacanths, sawfish, and lungfish drift in silence, awaiting their fate. Spinosaurus is the hunter between 2 worlds, born not to conquer, but to exist in harmony. Its meals are not battles, they are acts of patience. It stands motionless by the water's edge, its body tilted slightly, its eyes fixed on the calm surface. A flash of movement, and in that instant, its massive claws descend, swift, precise, silent. No roar, no violence, only a circle of ripples spreading outward. It lifts its head. The fish is gone, and the river returns to calm as if nothing ever happened. Every motion is slow, certain, serene, as if the entire world is breathing with it. When night falls, the sky deepens into violet. The moon glimmers faintly on its sail. Spinosaurus wades into deeper water, its body floating half sunk, half free. Fish glide around its feet, and insects hover gently over the surface. Everything moves, yet nothing rushes. Even time itself seems to flow slower in its world. Some say Spinosaurus is a creature of contradictions, half fish, half dinosaur, half hunter, half dreamer. But perhaps within those contradictions, it has found the perfect peace, because it never needed to choose. It simply is, an ancient soul drifting between two realities. Can you imagine? If you sat by that swamp, what would you hear? Not thunder, not the scream of a beast, only the wind whispering through ancient leaves, the water dripping softly from its great sail, the sigh of a being that exists beyond time. The whole world seems to sleep beside it, and you too. As you listen to that water in your mind, let your body soften. Let each breath merge with the rhythm of the ancient swamp. Let your heart beat slower, in tune with the great heart of Spinosaurus, vast, warm, and serene. You don't need to picture it clearly, just feel it. You don't need to know its strength, its age, its past. All of that is merely expression. The true essence is being. And that feeling of drifting with the current, light, deep, endless, is enough. Spinosaurus, the traveler between land and water, is now like you. Not racing, not fighting, not afraid, only listening, only breathing, only existing. And as you surrender to that breath, you will realize, within the sounds of water, within the whispers of wind and the song of insects, there is one shared rhythm, the rhythm of peace. Close your eyes once more. Keep your breath slow, deep, and calm. There is no longer the room you sit in, no sounds of the present moment, only the wind of ancient times whispering through the boundless swamps of hundreds of millions of years ago. The morning light lays a thin veil of mist across the water. Dew clings to the giant fern leaves, falling slowly, like grains of time slipping away. The air is damp, rich with the scent of mud, moss, and living earth. In the distance, the trickle of water blends with the distant cries of nameless creatures, a soft symphony of the primordial world. There, Spinosaurus lives. Not in the mountains, not in the forests, but where land and water meet. A vast marshland where ancient rivers flow endlessly into the sea. The water stretches to the horizon, reflecting a pale orange sky, where clouds move slowly, thick and heavy with moisture. The trees stand close together, their trunks as wide as pillars, their roots sunk deep into the wet soil, their leaves broad as fans. This is a world where everything moves slowly, where life has no need to hurry, where every motion follows the rhythm of breath. Spinosaurus emerges from the mist. Its massive body blends into the wet air, as if it were part of the swamp itself. Its steps are heavy but quiet. The thick mud swallows every sound. Only a soft splash can be heard as its foot presses down, then rises again, sending ripples across the surface, spreading, fading, disappearing. Each step is like an ancient mantra, low, steady, sacred. The sun climbs higher. Light filters through the ancient canopy, falling upon the great sail on its back. The sail glows faint red, like a window filled with warmth. Beneath its skin, blood vessels flow, balancing the creature's inner heat. Spinosaurus stops, standing still in shallow water. Its sail rises and falls gently with each breath, steam drifting upward, wrapping around it in a soft haze. It does not look like a beast, but a spirit in meditation, an ancient body of peace merging with sky and river. Other creatures live around it. Giant fish glide beneath the surface. Turtles as large as stones float near the shore. Pteranodons sweep overhead, their sharp eyes scanning the glimmering water. Ancient crocodiles, Sarcosuchus, lie half buried in the mud, eyes just above the surface, waiting, patient like it. But none intrude upon another. Each knows this world is wide enough for all. No need to take, no need to fight, only to listen and wait for one's own moment. A soft wind passes through, carrying the scent of leaves and water. Its sound is not a noise, but a feeling, a gentle drift, a blur of motion, an invisible current that slows even the listener's thoughts. Spinosaurus lifts its head, its eyes narrow as light touches them. There is no cruelty in those eyes, only understanding, as if it has seen everything, lived through countless dawns, and knows that all things eventually pass. Its long snout tilts slightly. It inhales deeply, the smell of water, of wind, of life itself. Not through thought, but through instinct, a sense older than language. In that moment, it becomes part of everything. The water, the mud, the wind, the light, all flowing through it, all breathing as one. Through the long days, Spinosaurus often rests beneath the shade of giant trees. It does not need to hunt often. A single large fish can feed it for many days. Most of its time is spent simply standing, breathing, existing. To us, it might seem like stillness. To it, it is the art of presence. When evening falls, the water turns copper red and the warm winds rise. Insects begin to sing. Small fish leap from the river, leaving silver arcs of light. Spinosaurus steps into the current. It stops. Its great sail reflects the sunset, like a drifting ship's mast in an endless sea. It looks around, and for a brief moment, there is no boundary between it and the world. It is the swamp, it is the water, it is the sky, it is silence itself. Each night, the full moon appears behind the ancient clouds. Its silver light falls on the creature's scales, making them shimmer like metal. Spinosaurus floats along the river, its body half submerged. The water brushes against its sail. Small waves lap at its tail. It closes its eyes, letting its body drift, like a great leaf floating on the lake of time. Somewhere in the dark, a large fish glimmers beneath the moon. Spinosaurus opens its eyes, quietly. No rush, no chase. It only senses the movement, the rhythm of life. Then, a soft flick of the tail, a quick strike. Everything ends as swiftly as a breath. The fish disappears. The surface calms. The moon still shines. No witness, no memory. Only the universe itself knows that something happened, exactly as it should. That is how it lives. No struggle, no conquest, no need to prove. Only a part of the eternal flow. If you listen closely, you may feel it, within the long silences of the swamp. A slow, deep pulse. That is the heartbeat of the earth, and also the heartbeat of Spinosaurus. Time here does not follow clocks. There is no past, no future, only the present, the eternal moment. And within that moment, everything is enough. Everything is whole. You are hearing the sound of water, but truly it is the sound of your own breath. You are seeing Spinosaurus drifting in the river, but truly your mind is drifting with it. There is no boundary between creature and human, only one shared breath of life. And when you let your mind merge with that rhythm, you realize all fears, all worries, all thoughts dissolve like morning mist upon the water. What remains is peace, round, infinite, complete. The morning of the swamp begins with mist. Thin wisps drift above the water, glimmering like silver. The sun has not yet risen, only peeking from behind the crowns of ancient trees. Beams of light pierce through, touching dew that hangs on leaves, turning each droplet into a tiny melting gem. The world seems to awaken from a long slumber, and within that serenity, Spinosaurus begins to move. It walks slowly, each step as if measuring the breadth of the earth. Every time its foot touches the water, the surface trembles, then stills again. Its tail flicks gently, sending out soft ripples. There is no sound, only breathing, steady, deep, warm. The entire world seems to breathe with it. Spinosaurus is hunting, but for it, hunting is not pursuit. It is not war. It is harmony, a balance between hunter and prey, between life and the return of life itself. The river before it lies still as glass. Beneath, the shadows of giant fish slide past each other like streams of smoke beneath green water. Spinosaurus stops. It stands still for a long time, so long that even the little birds on the branches believe it is only a rock rising from the river. Its breath is so slow no one could hear it. There is only presence, heavy, deep, and full of quiet power. From below the surface, a faint movement. A great fish glides upward, silver scales flashing. Spinosaurus does not move. Only its eyes shift, calm, alert, patient. The world around it continues unchanged. The wind still blows, the water still flows. But within it, time has stopped. And then, in that instant, a spark of instinct. Its massive body surges downward, light and precise as an arrow. Water explodes, glitters, breaks open under sunlight. A single sound, then silence again. When the river calms, Spinosaurus lifts its head, a long fish dangling between its jaws, tail twitching weakly. It tilts its head, the prey vanishes, the water flows again, and the swamp returns to peace. No trace, no violence, only the natural rhythm of life. That is how Spinosaurus hunts, not with speed, but with stillness, not with force, but with understanding of the moment. It does not chase, it waits. It does not resist the water, it becomes the water. And when the moment arrives, it simply acts, without hesitation, without fear. That is meditation within instinct, the purest form of awareness in nature. There are days when it travels farther, following long rivers where the water grows deeper, colder, and light fades into shadow. There, the great fish hide. The current carries silt and weeds, thick and murky. But to it, everything is clear. It feels through the smallest vibrations, the softest shifts in flow around its body. Without seeing, it knows when prey draws near. Without hearing, it senses where the river suddenly grows silent. Every sense within it merges with the rhythm of the water. It becomes the river. When night falls, it rests in shallow pools, half sunk, half floating. Above, the sky is strewn with stars. The only sounds are the chorus of insects and the slow drip of water falling from its sail into the river. Sometimes, a small fish brushes against its tail. It opens its eyes briefly, then closes them again, as if smiling. It does not need to catch every meal. It knows that hunger and fullness, loss and gain are merely the tides of nature. There is no need to possess, only to feel. Each morning, when sunlight filters through its sail, a halo of orange-red glows upon the surface of the water. That sail, bone and vein, is a symbol of slow but immense life. Perhaps, in the eyes of time, Spinosaurus is not a predator, but the keeper of the river's rhythm. When it walks, the water moves. When it stands, the water stills. When it breathes, the wind stirs. The tiny universe around it lives in the cadence of its breath. And like a monk in meditation, Spinosaurus understands one truth. Every hurried motion creates ripples. Only when you are still can the water clear, and only then can you see your true reflection. That is why, though powerful, it rarely fights. It avoids conflict, wanders far from the territories of others, not from fear, but from knowing the worth of peace. A day can pass with no roar, no struggle, only the sound of flowing water, and for it, that is enough. But do not mistake stillness for weakness. Within its massive frame lies unimaginable strength, enough to pull down a fish half its length, enough to crush the shell of an ancient turtle, enough to defeat any creature that dares challenge it. Yet it does not need to prove. Like the sun, it never has to shout to show that it shines. Listen deeply, and you will feel that Spinosaurus is the symbol of harmony, between water and earth, between power and gentleness, between life and death. In a world of violence, it survives not by fighting, but by accepting, by adapting, by flowing, and still standing strong as stone. On the last night of the flood season, the wind rises. Dark clouds gather. Thunder cuts through the heavens. Lightning flashes across the great sail. Spinosaurus stands in the storm, its scales gleaming wet, a living statue beneath the flashing sky. It does not flee. It raises its head, lets the raindrops strike its face, lets the storm merge with its breath. It knows the rain, too, is part of life. And when the storm passes, the river will calm, just like a soul after a great wind. In the heart of the storm, it walks slowly, each step a deep note in the music of time. And in that moment, it is no longer a giant dinosaur, but the river, the wind, and nature itself, breathing. The new day begins beneath a blazing sun. The sunlight of the Cretaceous beats down hard, pulling mist and steam from the swamp and weaving them into a thin veil that shrouds the land. Giant insects hover above the water, and from far away, a deep, rumbling cry echoes, low, long, and thunderous. It is not the voice of Spinosaurus. It is Carcharodontosaurus, another predator, huge, fierce, and dominant over the dry lands nearby. Spinosaurus stands by the riverbank, its eyes following the direction of the sound. Not in fear, but in awareness. It understands that roar, not a challenge, but a declaration, a way of saying to the world, I am here. Every creature has its own way to be heard. But Spinosaurus does not answer. It simply turns away, steps slowly down into the water, where the roar fades into the rhythm of waves. On land, Carcharodontosaurus walks across the cracked earth, head high, eyes bright. It is the ruler of the dry plains, its bite powerful, its teeth long as knives, living by the flesh of great beasts. But Spinosaurus belongs to the water, two worlds divided by only a few meters, yet separated by two different heartbeats, one of explosive strength and one of silent power. Sometimes the two meet at the river's edge. Carcharodontosaurus approaches, mud and water splashing under its steps. Spinosaurus stands unmoving, its sail rising and falling with the breath of the wind. No roar, no unnecessary movement. Their gazes meet, one burning like fire, the other deep as water, Between them lies an invisible boundary, a space where both lives can exist, neither needing to win nor to lose. Then Carcharodontosaurus turns away, returning to its realm of dust and sun, leaving the swamp to the one who belongs there. Both understand. Every creature has its own place in the great rhythm of nature. Spinosaurus continues its life that way, quiet, patient, steady. But sometimes the swamp brings new challenges. From the depths emerges another giant, shorter, lower, but no less powerful. Sarcosuchus, the ancient crocodile. Its hide is thick as stone, its body over 10 meters long, its golden eyes cold as the noonday sun. Unlike Spinosaurus, Sarcosuchus hunts not through patience, but through sudden violence. It lies buried in the mud, motionless, invisible, only eyes and nostrils above the surface. And when prey passes by, the world explodes in an instant. One day, as Spinosaurus wades through shallow water, Sarcosuchus bursts upward. The river erupts, white spray flying in all directions. For a brief, chaotic moment, two giants clash. The roar of water, the hiss of air, the thunder of tails striking the surface. But only for a moment. Spinosaurus twists aside, avoiding the snapping jaws, and with one powerful swipe of its clawed arms, it pushes the great crocodile backward. Not to kill, only to create space. Sarcosuchus retreats, sliding back into the dark water. The river stills. Both creatures breathe heavily, but there is no hatred. For in this ancient world, conflict is not enmity. It is simply part of balance. Spinosaurus understands this. Every creature survives by fulfilling its own role. The hunter keeps the numbers in harmony. The weak allow life to continue. Water feeds the earth. Earth holds the water. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is meaningless. Even struggle is only another melody in the song of nature. There are days when the sky breaks open with rain, lightning flashes, thunder rolls from afar. The river swells, carrying red mud like flowing blood. Giant fish are swept away. Turtles drift toward the shore. Trees bend and fall beneath the storm. The entire swamp becomes a symphony of chaos. And yet Spinosaurus remains, standing strong in the torrent. Its sail trembles under the storm winds, its breath heavy but calm. It does not fight the current. It lets the water move it, using its tail to stay balanced, drifting with the flow. No fear, no anger. It knows. After every storm, the river always returns to peace. When the sun finally breaks through the clouds, Spinosaurus steps onto the bank, its entire body soaked, water dripping from its sail like crystal beads. It stands still, listening to the world breathe again. Far away, the call of Carcharodontosaurus echoes once more. But this time, the sound is different. Not fierce, but almost like a greeting, a quiet acknowledgement between two souls who understand that survival needs no battle. And once more, the world is still. The wind passes gently over the swamp. Above, pteranodons circle gracefully. Small fish leap from the water. Beneath the mud, Sarcosuchus sleeps again. And Spinosaurus, it walks slowly into the deeper water, where the sun reflects upon its great sail, shining like a meditative flame from an ancient time. The primal world may appear violent, yet within its rhythm exists a deep and perfect respect among all living things. Spinosaurus knows this truth. No one is king forever. No one remains weak forever. All are but waves in the vast sea of existence. The only lasting thing is peace. The peace that comes from acceptance. And so, even in the most chaotic age of the planet, Spinosaurus carries the heart of an ancient monk, walking between water and land, never leaving a footprint that lasts longer than a single breath. Twilight spreads across the ancient swamp. The sky is painted in layers, orange, violet, gold, then fading softly into silver grey. The water mirrors that light, shimmering like a reflection of the universe itself. A gentle wind carries the scent of distant forests, the taste of moisture and time. Everything seems to whisper its farewell to a day slowly passing away. In that quiet space, Spinosaurus stands still. It is old now. On its rough scales, moss has begun to grow, and faint scars trace stories of countless hunts and storms. The sail upon its back, once vibrant with life, now rises and falls slowly with each deep, heavy breath. Every breath now is a stream of memory, of ancient rivers, of warm seasons of rain, of bright moonlit nights, and of those silent moments when it could hear nothing but the beat of its own heart echoing with the pulse of the swamp. It no longer travels far. There is no need to chase, no need to prove anything. The world has grown so familiar that simply being, watching, breathing is enough. Beneath the water, the fish still swim. The turtles still crawl slowly through the mud. Insects hum among the reeds. Above, the wings of pteranodons tilt and disappear into the purple sky. Everything continues, as though nothing has changed. But within the soil, the air and the water, something is shifting. Spinosaurus steps slowly into the water. The soft mud embraces its feet. Ripples circle outward on the river's surface. It exhales, not from exhaustion, but as if in gratitude to the water, to the earth, to everything that has carried its long life. The glow of sunset spills across its great sail, turning it into a lantern of meditation floating through time. The light is gentle, not blinding, a warm radiance that spreads across the surface of the river and then merges with the sky. It lowers its head to the water. Its reflection looks back, aged but peaceful. No longer a hunter, no longer the king of the swamp, just a part of the world, like the water, the trees, and the breath of air. A small fish swims past, brushing its snout. It does not strike. It simply watches. Its golden eyes glimmer softly in the twilight, calm as those of one who has understood everything. All that it once did, all that it once was, now rests in stillness. A light breeze stirs. The surface of the water ripples. The sail upon its back sways gently, reflecting the fading sun as if waving farewell to the universe. High above, a flock of small birds crosses the sky, the sound of their wings merging with the wind, the water, the breath, all becoming one wordless song of eternity. Then the light weakens. The moon rises to take the sun's place, casting silver upon the quiet water. Spinosaurus moves deeper until half its body is submerged. It does not resist. It lets itself drift, lightly, peacefully, like a dream dissolving into sleep. The water lifts it, then carries it onward, slowly, completely. Its great body begins to merge with the river, the soil, and the wind, until no boundary remains between itself and the world. You might think this is the end, but in truth, it is a return. For in nature, there is no death, only transformation, only the eternal flow of life into life. The next morning, the sun rises once again. The water glitters gold. The swamp hums with the songs of birds, the whispers of wind, the rhythm of insects. No one sees Spinosaurus anymore. But in the morning light, a faint reflection shimmers on the surface. the shape of a sail, as if still catching the wind. Some might call it a mirage. But if you listen deeply, you can still hear a slow, steady breath in the air, the breath of a spirit that remains, beating softly with the pulse of the earth, with the river, with the sky, and with the stillness of eternity. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, let your mind drift into that water, a place without fear, without past, without future, only peace and the breath of life itself. Spinosaurus, the hunter in silence, has now become the breath of the swamp, the light of dawn, the gentle wave that carries you into sleep. Let this story end as it began, in stillness. No farewell, no ending. Just listen to the water, the wind, the heartbeat of the universe, and let yourself drift into deep, peaceful rest. Just as Spinosaurus has drifted into the river of time.